Welcome to the 64th episode of the Mayor's Mixtape. I am Haley Sue Robinson, Director of Public Affairs for the City of Pueblo.
I am Tess Carleo, Manager of Recovery Services with SafeSide Recovery.
And I am Matt Marchand, Executive Director of SafeSide Recovery.
Brian McCain, Chief of Staff.
I was like, are we going to get Brian in here? Everyone's probably wondering, where's the mayor? Because this is the Mayor's Mixtape. But we have a lot of folks in the room today, and so she said I could do this one on my own. So I'm sorry, Matt and Tess and Brian, but I'm it today.
Love it.
Okay, so I want to remind the listener you can find us on YouTube, Buzzsprout, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also watch us on local channel 17. If you have questions or topic suggestions, you can email us, mayor@pueblo.us. And I am so excited to have our guests here today. Matt and Tess, thanks for joining us. Matt, this is your second time on the podcast, so thanks for coming back.
Veteran.
Yes, veteran. Tess, it's first time. But that's okay.
I promise to behave.
Okay. That sounds great. So before we jump into some questions that I have for both of you, let's get to know you so the listener can know a little bit about you and your role at SafeSide. So Tess, let's start with you.
My role at SafeSide.
Yeah.
Well, about actually almost exactly 2 years ago, in July, I was managing the cafe at the Rawlings Library.
Okay.
And if you've been to the Rawlings Library,
Yes.
you know who frequent. And I made friends with a lot of unhoused people.
Sure.
And there was one gentleman in particular who we talked about any and everything, politics, philosophy, history. And he found out that I taught yoga. And so
Okay.
he was like, hey, he said to me, you don't seem like you're afraid of homeless people. Would you come teach yoga at the Mission? And I was like, heck yeah, put me in touch with whoever.
Sure.
And we'll get it started. And so I started with one yoga class a week.
Okay.
And then by October 1st, I just loved the people so much that I asked Rob if there were any full-time positions.
Cool.
And he brought me on before I even had my peer certification.
Great.
And I acquired that. And since then, I've just been working alongside SafeSide and now the Pueblo Shelter, and I'm officially the Manager of Recovery Services now.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
I love that story.
Well, thanks. Me too. It's a pretty exciting one for me too, because I kind of have been manifesting this exact position for like 10 years. And so I wasn't even expecting it, and then it happened, and I was like, it's go time.
Okay.
So,
I love that.
yeah.
I really love that.
Well, thanks.
Awesome. And Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get started with SafeSide? What have you been up to since last time you've been on the podcast?
Pretty much still the same.
He lies. The amount of stuff that this man has accomplished since the last time he sat here is wild.
Tess will hype you up.
Don't be so modest, friend.
He's like, please go on. I'm ready.
Do say more. No. Let's see. So who am I? Still the same person from the first time?
Yep. But what if this is a first time listener? So tell us a little bit about yourself, Matt.
Yeah, I think, my background's actually in art, which I just like being creative. And so trying to place that within like the executive director role, envisioning things in a creative manner to make things happen and support a community that's usually not supported.
Sure.
With the mayor's help, she's an advocate for the unhomed, the city of Pueblo, the shelter, and SafeSide. And so with that backing, it's been pretty easy to step into this role and to push things forward. We strive to, at the shelter, what we're striving for is to be a model, to set the standard for what unhomed shelters look like. And how we operate. And so, yeah, we've made strides in the last 6 months. We're really excited about that. And so I think we're going to talk a little bit about sharing that with the community here soon.
Yeah, that's like the perfect segue. It's like you read the script or something. I love it.
I gave it a glance.
Okay, so actually jumping right into it, you all recently shared some of your success, which is pretty much incredible. You recently announced that 20 of your residents have found permanent housing, and 18 of your residents have gained employment. And those numbers are really significant. So talk to us a little bit about that process and why we've had this recent kind of surge in success at SafeSide and at the Pueblo shelter.
Good.
Either one of you. That's a question for both.
Well, I think that the surge in success is just kind of indicative of the culture that we've been nurturing down there. It's a lot more progressive and motivational and encouraging these people that just because you've fallen on hard times doesn't mean that you have to unpack and live there, that they are worthy and deserve so much more. And that energy kind of just carries throughout, and here we are. I would be remiss if I didn't say that our team is just incredible. Our case manager, Christy Larson, is... when she talks anything housing with me, she knows that I just like glaze over because it's so in depth and
it's complex,
very complex. Yeah. And she knows it well enough to know pack it, this person. So for a long time, she was working kind of individually with everyone. And then we knew that there was going to be a big opening for the housing. And so, like, as a team, we really buckled down in that week. Christy came in on a Saturday, sat down 14 people. They filled out the housing applications, which I don't know if you've ever seen, but they're, like, it's not an application. It's a packet. And
almost like a book, honestly.
Yeah, it's like, it's a lot. And then what you don't understand or you don't realize until you're in the process is that those applications only go to certain programs. Okay. And there's several different programs.
Sure.
And so it was like this one final push on a Saturday. Christy came in, sat down with 14 of them, got all of the applications done. Monday morning, Gabe Charbonneau came in bright and early, because he's always there bright and early, and hand-delivered them down to housing. And by the time we got the information back that our people had been approved, it was so cool to see, like, in real time, because it was just like a cyclical thing. People picking up what we needed to do. These documents need to be in. These people need this letter. And we had everything buttoned up within, 3 days? Like, we found out on Thursday.
It was pretty quick.
Yeah, we found out on Thursday that 11 of the 12 had been approved. And by Tuesday, we had all of their documents in and everything. Wow. And it's just, like Matt said, they feel kind of overlooked and overshadowed. So the fact that we all took the time and did this and, look, it is possible. We tell them a lot, don't count on housing, because it's
a competitive process.
Right.
And it's rigorous.
Right. And so the fact that we were able to house 11 through housing was like... oh my gosh, this never happens.
Yeah.
But
I know Rob reached out to me. He sent me an email and he was like, Haley, we've never seen anything like this. And
and now we've got an entire suite full of furniture for when they go out
folks move
into their world. And it's so cool. It's a fun process to watch.
It is really cool.
It's a difficult process to be a part of, but it's a cool one when it finally comes to fruition.
Matt?
Yeah, I think that Tess said it really well. It's the team that we have that's really stepped up. I think the other part of it, these achievements were in the making, right? They did it 3 days, kind of made it happen, but actually it took a couple of months.
Yeah.
One being really intentional about the way that we show up and how we learn to work within the system.
Okay.
Right? Like, when you look at housing, it's a packet. It's a book. Knowing what is involved to get it is part of it, right? Like, not just doing it on a whim, but actually, studying it. And, a lot of our residents have been down and out, right? Doesn't mean that they're not deserving.
Sure.
Right. And so when we can learn something and take it the extra mile and create movement on our campus, which is what our campus is all about.
Yeah.
You know, I've said this till I was blue in the face. It's not a retirement community.
Sure.
It's a place for people to come, heal, and move on with their lives. And so with our team being intentional on learning the systems and learning how to advocate for our residents, we've been able to achieve these goals. And so, yeah, it's really, really cool to see.
I think the other piece that you both have mentioned that from an outside perspective looking in, what's different is all of the services that are there. So what was formerly in place was, you know, emergency sheltering and a residential program with occasional wraparound services or community partners. And now it seems as though, to your point, Matt, it really is meant to be, you know, a transition process, and you come here, you stay for a little bit, and you move on. But there's something different, and I want to know, what is that different?
I think it's the way that we show up.
Okay.
Right? So, like, there's a couple things. Let's start with the staff. It's the way that the staff shows up. It's being really clear of what our goals are.
Sure.
Being really clear of what our approach is. And when you look at the staff, when I look at the staff, right, like each one of our staff members have really good qualities, right? And so, like, what we need to do is utilize those for the benefit of our residents. And so when we can go and look at the different coaches and be like, hey, you're really good at this, like, make this happen for these guys. And then, hey, you're really good at this, focus on doing this. And then we can all come together as a team to make something happen. So outside of the staffing is the programming.
Sure.
Right? And so we've split it up. We've been really intentional about our curriculum. We've been intentional about setting up timely goals.
Okay.
You know, giving the residents a certain amount of time to kind of settle in, feel safe, start their healing journey, you know, while also keeping them accountable and pushing them to do things that are hard.
Sure.
Right? That are hard to do, but are necessary to do to achieve the goals that they have, and if they don't have them yet, they will have them. We can predict that. And so, you know, then we start working vocational and getting resumes done and getting the things that everyone that might take for granted, but they haven't had the opportunity to do before.
Sure.
And so once we start breaking these things down and giving them, the coaching world calls them SMART goals.
Yeah.
But once you get them broken down and easy to obtain, and then they start obtaining them, then the light switch goes off.
Sure.
And it is, and then we see 11 people housed in one circuit, right?
Yeah,
and,
that's
fantastic.
You know, 18 people employed. I think when I came on, it was 12% was the employment rate at the shelter. So we've not only increased the amount of people housing, we've increased the employment rate. We've also increased our census.
Sure.
We've been able to bump up the amount of people that we can get into our residential program. And by proxy, we've been able to increase the amount of people that we can house in our relief shelter. And we've also increased the amount of people that we feed on a daily basis. And so with all these numbers kind of trending upwards, it takes a really good team.
Sure.
Right. And that's what we've constructed. So,
Yeah.
Well, and I think what you touched on is really the piece that was necessary, was regaining that trust and that confidence from the community, not only the unhoused community, but the larger public community. And so those numbers that you've seen as far as folks entering the relief shelter, and maybe that's their starting point, or potentially their starting point is the meal that you serve each day, and then getting them to the relief shelter and then creating those relationships and that confidence and trust, and then getting them into the residential program, which then gets them into permanent housing, which is incredible. Yeah. And it's exciting for us at the city. I think it's very exciting for the public community to just see some folks return to dignity and be in a place of safety. Yeah.
Get housing, get back into the workforce. A lot of our residents want to be contributors to the community. Yeah. They want to be. They just some have lost hope. Some just don't know how.
Sure.
And so when we can
giving them the tools to get there. Yeah. Great. So if we have listeners who maybe don't know anything about the Pueblo shelter, they don't know anything about SafeSide Recovery. I know we have an open house later this week, but tell us a little bit about what else is offered on the campus and what folks could expect if they were to come visit you at the Pueblo shelter. That's a defer to you, Tess. I saw Matt's face and he said that's a Tess question.
Well, let's see. You will find all of the things on any given day. But some of the things that we have added since Mr. Marchand's entrance is we've got PCHC on campus once a week.
Yeah,
they have their
clinic.
pop-up clinic. Yeah. And that has been so helpful. We've got Catholic Charities, Crystal Archuleta's Works program.
Yeah.
And I mean, we joke all the time that she may as well be SafeSide staff because she's taking messages and opening doors and doing all the things. Yeah, doing all the things.
Yeah.
Then we have Innovive Home Health. They come in and do a lot of med management for a lot of our residents.
Okay.
We've got a Social Security lawyer that comes in twice a month from Denver.
Great.
Richard Sansucci.
Mobile dentist.
Mobile dentist. I was like, I know I'm forgetting a whole bunch. Mobile dentist comes in. Mobile vaccine.
Paragon, behavioral health.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty important one.
I just know because I looked at the flyer, so I'm like cheating.
Yeah.
How about the thing that you guys host on Fridays when I sometimes come by? What's that?
Friday.
Friday.
So Friday is our outreach event that we hold on the second Friday of every month.
Okay.
And it is, it all kind of depends on weather and schedules, but we bring Purple Mountain Recovery. We've got Amanda Ladner with Express Haircuts who comes in and does haircuts for our people. We pass out food bags, clothes, and just little goodies. We've got our case management there if people need to sign up for Medicaid or food stamps.
Sure.
And it's just kind of like a community event where, people can come and get what they need, and we kind of get to build rapport. And that's kind of a place where, you had mentioned that we've been rebuilding trust. And one of the ways that has been evidence to us is that we've seen folks coming up from the river bottom.
Sure.
And they come for the meal or they'll come for Friday and they get the same respect and dignity as any other person that walks on our campus. And just kind of being able to build that rapport through that event, has been really amazing. And it truly is outreach because they're coming. We've got people from all over the city that, come for their stuff. And in the summertime, we like to do hot dogs and stuff.
Okay.
We usually...
Little cookout?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we try and make it a party because if we're not having a good time, what's the point?
So it's like a little mini resource fair and folks are able to get what they need and connect with you all. And it's very interesting to hear that we're getting some folks who maybe have not visited the Pueblo Shelter campus before or have been, as some folks like to say, resistant.
Yes.
And now you're starting to see some of those folks show up on campus.
Right. Which to me is a testament of trust.
Sure.
They know at the very least that when they come on campus, they won't be mistreated.
Yeah.
And if that's all that we have to offer at the end of the day, that works for me, and I'm pretty sure it works for him.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so as far as that goes, what does it look like for the resources that you hand out? Is that donation based? Is that from?
Yes.
What does that look like?
So everything that we hand out is donation based. We have a lovely little lady who takes care of all of our clothing donations, our hygiene donations, and she puts together bags. And and I think what really helps is that it's so thoughtful. Like we really make it a point to create something special. But it is all donation based.
Okay.
So keep them coming.
We also get one of our supporters is Care and Share.
Oh, sure.
And they have been great.
Yeah, they're a great community partner.
All of our food, 99% of our food comes from them.
Okay.
And so as we've had a rise in our numbers that we've been able to serve, they've also adjusted with us. And so during the Fridays, we'll hand out food bags.
Yeah.
And that food comes from them.
Great.
And the community is great about donating food as well.
Sure.
But and by picking up in bulk from them, it allows us to show up, right? I think some of the other services that I wanted to chime in on was the food. We do a dinner at 4:30 every day, and so if anybody's ever hungry, come check it out.
And that's 7 days a week.
7 days a week,
every day.
And our kitchen staff, we've been intentional with that staffing, and the food that they serve is amazing. I'm just going to shout them out for a second.
Yeah, let's do it.
They made homemade flautas the other day.
Wild. They were so good.
Nice.
So I actually took some home, and my husband ate them.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's how we want to show up, right? Like, and so if everyone's in need, 4:30, come to the campus. Like, we will feed anybody. We've also been really good at creating food boxes.
Sure.
For the community. And those numbers have, unfortunately, they've ticked up too.
Sure.
But fortunately, we get to show up.
Yeah.
And so those are some of the smaller services that might not be seen on the front end of it, right? Is the food boxes going out to families out the back door. And so, not only with the donations of clothes and hygiene products and those kind of goodie bags that anyone from the community, anybody, if you don't have food on the table that night, call us.
Yeah.
And anyone's welcome to come. So
you really are looking to be a community partner for
100%.
Pueblo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what can we anticipate for the open house this Thursday from 2 to 5?
The most fun ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to have Chef Harvey with Steel City Cafe. And then all of our community partners will be on campus.
Okay.
Staff will be offering tours.
Great.
So it's just, I think what we want to do is give the community an opportunity to see what happens there, what it looks like, where people are living, what our group room looks like.
Sure.
What kind of culture we're fostering. Because I mean, Matt is obviously new to Pueblo, and I am not. And so rebuilding that trust, people like to see it. They like the concrete
We believe
evidence.
you that what you're saying, but if I want to see it with my own eyes, I can come do that.
Right. And, I mean, I know that I'm slightly biased, but I have a feeling that people will be very surprised at what our facilities look like, and the people inside, and it's a really nice place, and
it really is.
it's gotten a bad rap, and it's like, so come see all the good things that we've done.
Yeah. I think, from the city perspective, we're really proud of the Pueblo shelter and what the transformation has been and the relationship with SafeSide Recovery. But the other piece is starting to see that campus really become what we said it was going to be. We've had the Pueblo shelter as the only permanent housing or homeless shelter in the city. Then we had the relief shelter for emergency sheltering 365 days a year. Formerly, it was just when it was cold and occasionally when it was really hot. Now it's every night. And then slowly, SafeSide has continued to build on relationships with the community partners, with Catholic Charities in the Works program and PCHC in the clinic, and all of the folks that you bring in weekly or monthly to help your clients. And now it's really time for people to see it and say, hey, this is pretty cool. And then, later this year, we're going to see the transition of more transitional housing available, the fence and a pet relief area and more services.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
Really exciting.
Yeah. I know Tess says she's biased, but obviously, from the city perspective, we're very proud and we're really excited about it too. So, if anyone is wondering, are Matt and Tess full of it? You can come see for yourself on Thursday, June 18th, 2 to 5.
And if you can't make it then and you want to make sure that we're not full of it, we've got an open door policy.
Okay.
You want to see it? Come in. This guy loves nothing more than giving a tour.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do like my tours.
Matt's like, come on down. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I tell him all the time, do you see this land, Simba?
Uh-huh.
Everything the light touches is yours.
That's yours. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, I just want to say thank you for making time to come and talk to us about your success, about, the dignity and the trust and just what you all are doing with your partnerships that you've restored here in the Pueblo community and what you're doing at the Pueblo shelter. We're excited. And I really hope folks come to the open house so they can see it for themselves. But Tess, like you said, if they don't, they can come another time.
Mm-hmm. The buildings do not move.
Okay. Anything else that you want our listeners to know?
No, I don't think so. Our work is for Pueblo, right? I might be the executive director of SafeSide, but really I work for the community.
Sure.
I really work for the unhomed community. And through that is the Pueblo community. And so we're really happy to show up and do what we do every day. Our work is meaningful and full of intention, and the center of that is the city of Pueblo. So thanks for having us.
Great. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Anything else, Tess?
Just kind of doubling down on what Matt says. Like my dad always said, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. And it's true. I mean, being down on that campus, you never know what your day is going to look like. But I never go home thinking, what did I do? What have I done? What did I get myself into? And at the end of the day, we're just dealing with people, with human beings who have fallen on hard luck or been a victim of circumstance, and realizing that could be anybody, that could be any of us, and just kind of bringing the humanity and dignity back to it. It's a really fun place to be, a really good, fulfilling, meaningful place to be.
Great. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. We're really excited. A couple more upcoming events besides the open house this week. City of Pueblo is also hosting a public open house next Thursday, June 25th from 5 to 7 for the 24th Street Bridge over BNSF Railroad and the transportation study to downtown. That meeting will take place at Centennial High School. That's located at 2525 Mount View Drive in Pueblo. Also, join us for the Steel City, Arkansas River Festival, Saturday, June 27th at Waterworks Park. Fun for the whole family. Build your own boat race, Generation Wild Adventure Alley, music, food trucks, community bike and paddle parade, and a rubber duck race. That's from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, June 27th. And lots of more exciting stuff coming up in Pueblo. Just want to remind the listener, you can find us on YouTube, Buzzsprout, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us on local channel 17. Like, subscribe, share. We'll also put some information about SafeSide and their Facebook page, and the Pueblo Shelter and their Facebook page if you want to follow them. And we will see you next week.